Hello, welcome to this tutorial, which is part 4 on the 3D coordinates. This is the question that we're going to look at. You're told that the point A, this point here on the diagram, the coordinates are 6, 6, 4. So you're coming 6 along the x-axis, 6 parallel to the y-axis, and 4 parallel to the z-axis. So in terms of dimensions, that's 6, and that's 4. You're also told that the coordinates of the point B are 6, 3, 4. So you're coming 6 along the x-axis, 3, which is halfway at 6, along parallel to the y-axis, and 4 parallel to the z-axis. And the first part is asking us to find the coordinates of the point C, D, and H. You might want to pause and have a look at those coordinates, or look at the whole question as well. No reason why not, and then come back and see how it's done, if your answers are correct. Okay, so we want to find the coordinates of the point C. Just looking at this diagram, rather an autograph, can you tell which plane C is in? Well, it's in the YZ plane, so the x value would be 0. And along the y-axis, it'll be 3. It's the same as B. That's why they gave you the coordinates of B, to help you. And then parallel to the z-axis, it'll be the same as the z value of B. It'll be 4. So this point here would be 0, 3, 4. What about D? It's also in the YZ plane. So the x value would be 0. So we'll be coming along the y-axis 6 units, and parallel to the z-axis 4. It's the same height as C, B, and A. The point H, which plane is it in? Well, it's in the XY plane, so it's like a point in your room. It'll have 0 z value. The x value would be 6, and the y value would be 6. So it would be 6, 6, 0. Let's have a look at those on an autograph. And there it is. So this point was A, which we know about. This point is B, which we know about. And then we're asked to find the point, the point C, this point here. There's no Z here, it's the Z-axis. And that point there, as I told you, it's in the YZ plane. I'm now able to show that to you, I hope. And we can then try to find, see what the coordinates were. Okay? So, 0 for X, 3 along the Y-axis, and 4 parallel to the Z-axis. 0, 3, 4. And there it is. The point D, this one here, is also in the YZ plane. So 0 for X, 6 for Y, and Z would be 4. So 0, 6, 4. The point H, this one down here, it's like a point on the floor of your room. It's 6 along the x-axis, 6 parallel to the y-axis, and 0 for the z value. And there it is. Okay? Right. We're going back to the question now to see what the next part is. Write down the letter of the point with coordinates 6, 0, 8. So from the origin, 6 along the x-axis, we're not going parallel to the y-axis, but we're going 8 up parallel to the z-axis. So it's the point F. Let's have a look at it here. 6, 0, 8. So it's that point there. It's the point F. Okay? Right. Next part. What are the coordinates of the midpoint of the line joining the points H and D? That to that. Well, this is a rectangle. It's a 6 by 4. Where the diagonals meet is the point we're looking at. So how far along the x-axis do I go for that point there, that midpoint? Well, it's halfway, which is 3, 6, parallel to the y-axis, and how far up? It's a half of 4, which is 2. So it's 3, 6, 2. Let's have a look at that in photograph. It's the midpoint of the line joining those 2 points here. That point there. If I draw a line parallel to the z-axis, it helps us to see that 3 for the x value, 2 for the z value, and you can see it's 6 along parallel to the y-axis. So it's 3, 6, 2. There it is. That's what we need to write down. You need to write all your answers in ordered pairs, 3 of them, x, y, and z. Don't forget that. Let me just delete that, because I don't need any more, and let's get rid of that. Well, that completes the question, but I'd like to add something to it. What do you think the midpoint, the coordinates of the midpoint of this point? That's H and the point F. Would it help if I turn that around like that? Can you see it? Well, it's the point B, that point there. Is the midpoint. These 3 points are on a straight line. What about the midpoint of the line joining the point B to the point D? This point here. Now to me that's challenging, because it's not easy to see. You're becoming 3 along the x-axis. The challenging bit is how far parallel to the y-axis. This is a difficult one, or challenging. The height is easy, it's 4. Now, this distance is 3. Can you see it? That's 3, so that's halfway, that's 1.5. But B is 3 along here already. Do you remember the y value for B? It was 3. So it's 3 plus 1.5, which means it's 4.5. So the coordinates are 3, 4.5, 4. Okay? Finally, what do you think the coordinates of the midpoint of the line joining the origin to the point H? It's where the diagonals of the square meet, this square here. Any idea? Well, it should be easy. It's in the xy plane. It's like a point on the floor of your room. So you're becoming 3 along here and 3 that way. Does that help? So it's 3, 3, 0. There it is. Okay, well, I've done the questions I want to discuss. I'm ready to give you the answers now. Here they are. That's the midpoint of BD. Okay. Well, I hope you found that useful. The next tutorial will look at some negative coordinates, and then we'll look at a couple of questions in 3D without using autograph. Just as it is like that, but the diagram will be, hopefully, will be much bigger than that. Okay? Well, on to the next one. Take care. Thank you for listening.